At 60 miles off the island of Old Providence, a go-fast boat was intercepted with 4 passengers that had 982 kilograms of cocaine.
The suspect vessel was followed and monitored for a period of 12 hours, which required operational synergy between fast reaction units of the Providence Coast Guard Station, the RSC Antioquia Missile Frigate, and the Oris-type aircraft of the Colombian Air Force assigned to the Caribbean Air Group. In spite of the adverse weather condition, the go-fast type boat was fully located by the naval and aerial means stationed in the area of the operation, which guided a Coast Guard unit that carried out the interdiction of the boat, manned by 3 persons from Providence and 1 from San Andres, who were carrying 42 packages with the suspicious material.
Nuevamente, en las últimas horas.
Again, in the last hours, units attached to the specific command of San Andres in a joint operation with the Air Force and the Caribbean Air Group, the Coast Guard Station was given a major blow against the finances of drug trafficking, confiscating approximately 1 ton of cocaine hydrochloride and 50 kilos of marijuana. This confiscation was made near the island of Providence. Inside the boat were 4 people of Colombian nationality and 1,050 bags of cocaine and 160 bags of marijuana.
The boat and its crew members were transported by the members of the Naval Institution to the San Andres Coast Guard dock, where after being inspected, 1,170 rectangular packages was found inside packages. The officials of the Technical Investigation Corporations of the Attorney General Office carried out the homologated preliminary identification test, showing positive for 934.5 kilograms of cocaine and 48 kilos of creepy marijuana. The drug, which was destined from Central America, will be evaluated at around $32 million on the international legal market. The alkaloid, together with the 4 captured communication equipment, our 38mm caliber revolver, and the unmobilized vessel were placed at the disposal of officials of the Attorney General Office.
At noon on the 20 de Julio Avenue near the Cajasay School, there was a brawl that, according to videos circulating on social networks, involved several young people from the department. The shocking images also show how one of those involved was injured with what appears to be a knife and was taken on a motorcycle to the departmental health center. Sources at the departmental hospital confirmed to Teleislas News that the young man who was admitted received a wound in the thorax and was immediately taken to surgery. However, so far the medical condition of the 17-year-old is not known. Authorities have not commented on no incident either. And in other news, a family in the Dopigoli sector lost all their belongings after a fire broke out in the house. Authorities are investigating what caused the emergency.
Miles Henry was alerted when he was working that his house was being consumed by flames. He immediately went and tried to stop the fire. The fire department arrived at the scene when alerted of the emergency and immediately began an investigation to determine the causes as reported by the affected.
Bueno, really, I don't know what happened because I was working. And when they called me and I reached by the house, I see the house in a fire. I don't know if it was a shot or was intentionally, but well, I come and I start to throw water to out the house. Then we call the firefighter them, and them come and then start to finish out of the fire. So that is what happened. Everything burned up, everything in the front, everything burned down. Well, the whole house never get to burn down because, well, we start to try to out it until the firefighter them come. Well, we thank God, say, well, nobody wasn't here, because my kids, they are not here, thank God.
The Miles family is thankful that the emergency left no casualties and asks for the local government support as they lost all their belongings.
Everything burned up. Everything absolutely burned up. Really and truly, I will just want to restore back the house to see. It's not much to fix, no? Because it's only the front part of the house. So yeah, we'll want to restore it back, and well, if we have to buy back the material things then that will last, well, we have to buy it back.
As of the closing of this broadcast, the fire department that attended the emergency has not issued a statement in order to have clarity on what could possibly have caused the fire.
The Teleislas watch agency filed a tutela against Governor Everett Hawkins for the draft ordinance that seeks to make Okra mixed economy entity.
A departmental watchdog agency filed a tutela action against Governor Everett Hawkins for not having submitted to prior consultation process the draft ordinance that seeks the authorization for the creation of a mixed economy city of the Okra. Likewise, the tutela action established that the governor issue a summons to the members of the Okra to inform and discuss a decision on the issue. However, let us remember that this draft ordinance was already approved by the Departmental Assembly. In the tutela action, the plaintiff requests the judge to order and make available the protection of the fundamental right to prior consultation and due process in favor of the racial ethnic community of the archipelago. On the occasion of the approval of the Ordinance 001 of April 26 of 2021 and other administrative decisions that complement and implement it. Likewise, to order the governor of the archipelago department, Everett Hawkins, or whoever acts in his stead, to suspend all administrative procedures being executed and implemented in compliance with the ordinance within 48 hours after the notification of the tutela ruling. In addition to ordering the director of prior consultation of the ministry to initiate the process of prior consultation within 48 hours after the notification, and also to convene the board of directors of the Office of Circulation and Residence Control. The tutela was filed by Alvaro Archibald Núñez, who is the legal representative of the Teleislas watchdog agency.
Another shark was seen by Carolina staff in the area around Pops Hole.
Carolina reported the sighting of another shark different from previously tagged and released by the corporation in the vicinity of the Pops Hole coastal area, which seems to be attracted by food debris poorly disposed of on the coast. As a preventive measure, Carolina activated the interinstitutional group with other authorities and supported entities to minimize the risk of another incident. Residents and visitors are recommended to avoid entering the sea in this area as long as there are potentially dangerous animals in the area nearby the bathing area. The staff was able to identify another individual tiger shark, which appears to be smaller than the previous one. The intention in this case is to avoid throwing food or fishing leftovers into the sea or on the shore, as this bad practice may cause to be interest and generate more interaction with people. It has been confirmed by different media that on schools people continue to throw this type of waste into the sea. Scott could face the following penalties: fine after violating Law 01 of 2016 of National Code of Policy, violation of the uses permitted in the zoning of the marine protected area, penalty for the use of prohibited fishing gear in the department and for carrying out illegal fishing activities. In the event that a person is caught in flagrante delicto violating the regulations, not only the material with which the law is violated may be confiscated, but also the vehicles or goods, for an example, boats or similar. Illegal hunting and fishing is protected through the national register, typified as a crime.
And regarding the theft case registered over the weekend from a pizza store in the Pathway area, the police indicated that they have identified a person linked to the crime.
The National Police reported that they have made progress in the investigative process on the case of the theft registered over the weekend to a pizza store located in the pedestrian area of Spotlight. The commander of the police force of the archipelago, Colonel Maria Elena Gomez, reported that they managed to locate the motorcycle where the assailants were utilizing.
The immobilization of a motorcycle is achieved, and also the recovery of 3 cell phones. We give details to the community that this motorcycle was abandoned by those responsible for this theft, more exactly in the sector of Cliff, the motorcycle on which the criminals fled after the theft took place. A technical study was conducted by the expert automotive personnel. This allowed us to know the identity of its owner, a woman who resides in the neighborhood of Cliff, and she will have to clarify the situation of why this motorcycle is involved in these events.
The police indicated that the investigative process will continue on the case and that with the material from the security cameras in the area, they have located the route taken by the assailants and some initial images of their physical aspects, key pieces to achieve the identification and capture of these people.
If you're ago, the fire department of the Civil Aeronautics attended a fire that occurred near the runway, specifically in the grass. Teleislas News managed to obtain information from the press office of the entity, who referred that this did not generate any inconvenience in the operation of the airport and that it was controlled, emphasizing that possibly the fire was started by the high temperatures that are occurring on the island. The close season soon begins for one of the most important species of our archipelago, the black crab.
The Corporation of the Sustainable Development of San Andres Providence and Santa Catalina announced that soon the close season for the black crab in the department will begin. This in order to continue working on the protection, conservation, and survival of this species and sustainable management with conservation. The opening of the band season of this species begins on the 1st of April and will last until July 21st.
Todos los años tenemos la veda de...
Every year we have the black crab band season. It is a protected species in the territory. The close season starts on April 1st and goes until July 31st. The recommendations for the whole community, especially for the whole gastronomic sector, is to abstain from the sale, consumption, or any type of commercialization for this species.
On the sanction, the Deputy Director states,
Las sanciones en cuanto a la comercialización.
The sanctions regarding the commercialization of fauna are framed within Law 13 of 2009 and through the 2111, which is considered environmental crimes. So the invitation is not to implement that. Let's look for other options or other offers, and let's try as much as possible to preserve this species so that our future generations can take advantage of them.
During these 4 months, the islanders will be able to make use of this resource in terms of hunting, extraction, consumption, and storage. So the entity asks the community to respect the closed season and just allow the species to fulfill its life cycle.
And at this time, we present the indicators of the COVID-19 situation in the department.
On March 28th, the Ministry of Health reported 2 new cases of COVID-19 in the archipelago. Since the beginning of the pandemic, the island reached 10,183 active cases. According to data from the local health secretariat, there is only 1 active case of coronavirus in the islands. 997 recovered cases, 154 deaths, and the ICU occupancy is not currently reported on the local government's website.
And at this time, we continue with Victor Fusalva and all the sport news of our department.
Hello, here are the best sports of the island. A successful triathlon race was organized by Exportiva, took place in San Andres.
3,200 athletes and more than 6,500 tourists visited San Andres to participate in different ways in different triathlon. To participate in different ways in the different triathlon competition that took over the beaches and street of San Andres. It was an event that left satisfied both athletes and tourists who visited and enjoyed the beaches and the sea of 7 colors of the island. One of the satisfied athletes was Hotavi, who told us.
This is an event that was much needed since the pandemic had forced us to stop. I have been doing it for 5 to 6 years. It is a very nice triathlon. It is a triathlon that is a qualifier for people who have the ambition to qualify for national and world championships. It is a very nice event. Here there are people who have different abilities, who are able to win a triathlon, and normal people like me, anyone who simply loves the sport, who wants to come and have fun and share with family. It is very interesting tourism for this department. It is very happy tourism. This flag has a message in Creole: violence not rule the area. This is a making of homage to Haiti, who is a friend. It is a message for the outsiders. San Andres has more than violence. It has many positive things. It has a lot of art, music, and very good people. A lot of art, music, very good people. Here, the majority of the people have very good intentions to take this department forward and to be an example for the country.
important sporting event that is expected to continue for the benefit of the island as it encouraged tourists and the economy of the department, said Villarreal.
On the south side of the island, of basketball players, the Caribbean Storm team starts its training.
The Caribbean Storm professional basketball team began its pre-season preparatory phase in order to compete in the next Caribbean professional basketball tournament that will start next month in the city of Cali. The team will be led by Mexican coach Giovanni Rivera, who has played in the leagues of Kuwait, Salvador, Nicaragua, among others. The team will have 5 foreign reinforcements, among them the Venezuelan Jackson Zapata with a height of 198 meters tall, forward Kevin Martinez, who come from play Club Héroes del Falcon in Venezuela League. We talk with technical assistant Steele.
This is coming with younger players who our month of practice with veterans like Jared Corpus. We players coming can reinforce the team for outside with the trainer Rivera, Mexico. We want him with the hand. This tournament want to start play 21 April, so we more or less a month to get prepared for it. We want to play 10 teams, everybody against everybody, and waiting for one and the 24th of April one start. I feel like we are going to better this year. God like it. Trying to get some players we need last mistake, and we try to carry. We take care of some young players who have talent and chance to work. Also, we got plenty more to practice because they come. That's why the governor, every practice and more always help you to progress in this sport, and thank God for them.
They are looking to improve the last year's process with these new reinforcements as mentioned by Steele.
And this is All in Sports for tonight. We will see you on another broadcast. We continue with peace.